Hi everyone, welcome. It's me, Sherry from Energy Work Studio. I'm back and I'm preparing as we speak to start offering live segments through YouTube now. So I just wanted to keep everybody abreast of that, of things that are coming up. I'm going to start scheduling dates and times in advance so that you can be sure to tune in. So that's first and foremost. Today I'm going to be talking about my book, A Change in Perception and the Emotion Code. And here's the book, Change in Perception. Came out in January, believe it or not, a year ago now. A year ago. I can't even believe it. It's been a whole year. This came out January 1st of 2020. And here we are. Amazing. So this is what I'll be talking about today. But I also wanted to keep this a little more interesting. So I'm going to read an excerpt from my book. Now, if you haven't purchased the book yet and you're curious, go to my website, energyworkstudio.com, one S between work and studio. You can read an excerpt of your own. Simply click the icon, My Book. A link will appear allowing you to read an excerpt. You can also order the book from there if you want. So, as we begin, let's put this down for a minute. I'm going to give you some of the topics that are in the book, just a few. Energies, yin and yang energy, 36 frequencies, communicating with dolphins and whales, the Pleiadians, astral travel, the new earth, and many, many more. So I just wanted you to be abreast of what is coming up in the book. And before we continue, I wanted to just show you the orbs that are all around me live when I do live segments. I mean, they come in and out when they feel like it, when they want to be seen. I mean, when I do these live videos, they don't always show themselves. They're always present, but they don't always reveal themselves. So as I was beginning this segment, they showed up. They're here. So all of these little round circles that you see around me, those are orbs. We all have them. That's my spirit team. There's nothing special about me. We all have this. They are here to help us, to guide us. And you know what your intuition is. Listening to your intuition and meditation, exercise, clean eating, things like that, energetic work, all of that helps to embrace raising the vibration of the human being and clearing the self so that we can hear the other side. So this is my spirit team. They're here with me, and I'm going to show you if we move the lights in the room, they will disappear. But as soon as we bring the light back and I'm in the dark a little bit, they will come back. So it's hard for them to be visible when it's pure light out. So let me just show you. And you can tell, yeah, there is a real person in that darkness over there. And so here I am. But see, you can still barely see them, but they're here. And you can see little live, like shooting stars, shooting through. This is live. So, you know, while I'm doing these videos, they're here. Not always. When they feel like revealing themselves, they're here. So they're here today while I'm doing this. So I just wanted to let you see this. So I'm going to bring the lights back down again. Since you know I'm here, you can see me. I'm going to bring this back down because I wanted to make it a point to let you all see the orbs that are around me. Okay? So thought it would be fun and interesting. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep these live video segments live, interesting, and fun. So there you have it. So for those of you that are more local to the area, even though I've moved my office space into my own office space away from Dr. Tony, we're still affiliated with each other and of Libro Center for Wellbeing. And I worked with him for 5 years. So they also have copies of my book, if you're interested, in the front office. And for more information on his work, go to his website, alibrocenter.com. That would be A-L-E-B-R-O center.com. He's a medical intuitive, a nutritionist. He's amazing. He's a quality guy. He's been in the holistic realm, believe it or not, 45, 50 years. So this is not new for him, any of this stuff. So as we continue, now I just want to let everybody know I am clairaudient, which simply means I hear the other side when they want to come through and speak with me. And they can do this any time of the day or night. Now let's begin the segment by reading a chapter from my book, chapter 8, and it's entitled Energies. This chapter is strictly my spirit team speaking. It's their words, not mine, unlike other chapters in the book where we are speaking back and forth with each other with questions and answers. So let me do that. I will start to read from this chapter. Now these are their words. This is the spirit team. The energies one carries with them can slow down the progress of moving forward if it becomes too heavy. The energy stagnates and becomes heavy. That's when the physical body becomes ill. The energy in the body moves slowly, causing the organs' vibration and speed to move slowly, creating dis-ease in the system and eventual discord or lack of harmony within. The harmonious state of being is crucial for the human being to expand its consciousness. As one becomes interested in taking care of the self, a spark is ignited. It's at that moment the subconscious mind is activated on a linear timeline. It opens to us. As one meditates and listens, it moves their frequency in the stillness, the quiet. It's in the stillness one hears. It can become deafening at times once we become better connected. Moving forward, we'd like to discuss something else with you. It's inevitable people will ask, how long has the human race been moving forward? How long have they truly been on a path of moving forward? Since World War I, World War II, Civil War, Vietnam? The answer, since the beginning of time. The frequency at this level, 3D, is slow and heavy. It takes time for enlightenment. Enlightenment comes to those who persist. Even in their darkest hour, they hold faith in something larger than themselves. When one holds faith in that thought, they continue to move forward. It's when one stops believing they're better than what's taking place in these dark hours, they stagnate. It's in stagnation and disbelief one remains in neutral, building heavy vibration frequency in and around themselves. The way to move forward is through love. First and foremost, one must love the self before one can understand and love others. We're certain many of you have heard this term, love thyself. I know I have. Interesting. All right, so there you have it. I hope you found this interesting, fascinating. For me, when I was putting this book together with them, they were very instrumental in helping me put this book together. So I hope you found it interesting and inspiring even. The book was divinely inspired, and it was there to help open the mind to possibilities beyond what's directly in front of us, to help enlighten from fear of the unknown. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the emotion code, body code briefly. Since my time using this modality, I have seen it bring more comfort and relief from physical pain and emotional distress than any other modality I've worked with in 25 years. It's a actual distinct levels. It has two distinct levels, and they work together like a hand in glove. The goal being to help identify the underlying causes of physical pain or emotional distress and release. The body code uses a flow chart that goes deep into the body's organs and glands, seeking out causes of misalignments and imbalances that cause discomfort, sickness, and suffering in body, mind, and spirit. It encompasses the whole body, not just the physical form. The body code chart houses 1,000 topics to actually find underlying causes deep in the system. Now let me just show you what that looks like. So I've taken an image of it just so that you can see. This is the cover of the body code chart. There are 2 columns, left and right. And there are 6 topics to choose from when we start working with your subconscious, and that's what a person does. This is similar to kinesiology and muscle testing. Once we connect with your subconscious, we're asking, where are we going? And your subconscious is going to give us this information. It could be energy, it could be circuits and system, it could be toxins, it could be pathogens, it could be misalignments in your system, it could be nutrition or lifestyle going on with your system that needs to be adjusted, and that we'll find. So it's 6 topics to begin with, and then we go deeper into the system. There's 1,000 topics, believe it or not. And this is how we work with the body code. All right, so as we continue with the emotion code, it also uses a flow chart. In it, we find that organs and glands are frequency generators of emotions. This chart is all about emotions, meaning each has a specific frequency produced by a specific organ or gland, and actually generate the frequency vibration of each emotion trapped in the system. The emotion code houses the actual chart. There's 2 charts. There's the body code chart, and there's the emotion code chart. In the emotion code chart, it houses 60 emotions to find in the system. Using this chart, we seek out unprocessed, trapped emotions stuck in the system that also triggers illness, just like the body code. So the most common cause of imbalance in the system is trapped emotion. And I recently worked on a gentleman, this is an example for you, that had an underlying cause in his ileocecal valve. He had over 50 trapped emotions associated with it, causing it in other areas in that surrounding area of the ileocecal valve to be misaligned. He was in a lot of pain. Trapped emotion often starts in our youth and remains in the system till released, adding more layers to the already existing trapped emotion. And that's how it works. It just continues to add more and more layers, so you can have trapped emotion in your system. And here's the chart with the 60 trapped emotions here. You can have these many times over in duplicates. And that's why it gets so heavy. In duplicates. So we're looking at abandonment, betrayal, heartache, low self-esteem, rejection, sadness, sorrow, anger, bitterness, guilt, depression, frustration. Those are just a few. There's 60 in total. These can be in duplicates. Becomes very heavy, very dense, and they're like a little ball. It's like a small ball, like the size of an orange, but they can also be as large as a cantaloupe if there's enough of them clustered together in your system. It's amazing. So they often start in our youth and remain in the system till they're released, again adding more layers to the already existing trapped emotion in your body. So here's an example of 2 organs and glands and the emotions they generate. So in row 4, I'm going to show you that with the chart. In row 4, see if I can bring this close without a glare. I know I'm trying to keep my orb friends here with you so you can see them. Now that's a little better. So row 4, right here, that's the liver and the gallbladder. These 10, just depends on which row you're in. So it's column A or column B. Here you go. Okay, liver, gallbladder, and then there's 5 trapped emotions in each cell cluster. Okay, so it could be anger, bitterness, guilt, hatred, resentment, depression, frustration, indecisiveness, panic, taken for granted. The liver and the gallbladder, what it's suggesting is it's the generators, frequency generators of these particular emotions. That's what it's telling us. all right? But they can get stuck anywhere in the system. These are just simply the organs generating these frequencies. So take a minute to wrap your mind around that. That takes a little bit of time to get that. Trapped emotion is generated, or created rather, by traumatic, difficult experiences that get stuck due to not being processed, and all having a very low, dense vibration. An example of that, absorbing emotional experiences taking place in the home with things like, as a child, you experienced your parents getting divorced, or an involvement in a car accident, or an involvement with death of a family member, a friend, even a pet. They're part of the family, and we feel that loss. The COVID pandemic we're working through right now, that instilled fear of the unknown. So these and more all hold a low, dense vibration. And remember, we are energy beings. And not just us. Everything is energy here and holds a vibration. Thoughts, words, emotions, they hold a vibration. So the long and the short of it is this. We can release these stuck emotions that also trigger other difficulties in the system. And that's where the body code part comes in. You feel the shift from these releases on the spot, or within a few hours at the very least. There's also processing time for the system to adjust to these energy releases, and it's generally about 3 days. Now, before I leave, I'm going to leave you one word, and I'll explain why in a minute. Symptoms. This is how the body communicates with us when something's imbalanced. Here's a few examples. Kidneys. This is going to give you some examples of when the kidneys are imbalanced. Discomfort in the low back, discomfort in the mid-back, discomfort in the low rib area, discomfort in the lower right side of the neck, discomfort in the jaw, or TMJ. And this is interesting. I think you'll find this fascinating. The number one cause of kidney imbalance is caffeine. And here's the reason. Caffeine is a toxin that will accumulate and concentrate in the kidneys and overload them. And I talk about this all the time. It's like blowing a fuse in your home. We are electric beings and run on meridian electrical circuits with the chi, or the life force energy. It immediately imbalances the psoas and iliacus muscle. So it creates a situation that totally imbalances the pelvis and the lower back. Now, as I continue, the founder of this work, Dr. Bradley Nelson. Now, this isn't new work. He's had this work for the last 30 years. He would always strongly suggest to his patients to stop caffeine and drink more water, or it'll be more difficult to get well. So more imbalances. Stomach imbalance, discomfort in the neck, in the shoulder, in the elbow or wrist, hiatal hernias, acid reflux, ulcers, the bladder, discomfort in low back, discomfort in the knee, ankle or foot, interrupted sleep due to urination, the gallbladder, discomfort in right knee, discomfort in the right shoulder, discomfort under the right rib cage. So these are just a few symptoms to give you an idea of how the body communicates with us. When emotions weigh you down, it can be challenging to lift yourself up and feel confident. The emotion code, body code helps build self-esteem by releasing negative emotions and focuses on the greatness that you have to offer the world instead. So for more information on these topics and more, please go to my website, energyworkstudio.com, one S between work and studio, or continue to reach out with questions that you've been doing, energy4522@gmail.com. So as I close this segment, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned because I'm going to start having live segments on YouTube, and I'm going to set the dates and times so that you can tune into those. So, as I close out this segment, till next time, blessings to you and your families. And I'm going to lift the lights again just so that you can see that there is a person here. All right, just so you can see that there is a person. And when it's too light out, like during the middle of the day, they're still here, but you can't see them. So there you have it. All right. In the meantime, I hope everybody has a great week. I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Be well. Love and light frequencies coming your way.